Good morning. I'm Charles Benson.
And I'm Shannon Sims. Welcome to 4-1 Forward.
On today's TMJ4, this is 4-1 Forward.
Today we dive deeper in the inquest verdict involving the inmate death of Terrell Thomas.
It took less than 2 hours for an inquest jury to conclude 7 Milwaukee County jail employees may have committed a crime. No one has been charged yet.
The decision is the first step towards justice for the family and possibly policy and procedural changes at the jail. Those close to Terrell Thomas are calling the inquest a victory.
I just want to say thank you to the jury.
Knowing the jury recommended charges for 7 people gives those who knew the 38-year-old a peace of mind.
I believe it's just the beginning.
Thomas leaves behind 6 children.
This is a big step towards justice.
His son describes being in court like being in jail.
I lost my daddy, and that's something that I can never, not necessarily never get back, but I can't see him physically, and that hurts a lot, having to talk to him in my dreams, in my sleep, that ain't what I want to do.
Thomas's family and friends feel they can breathe a little easier now.
It felt really good. I was so emotional. I'm just happy because the kids can all get justice now, and his parents.
While the family waits on the DA's decision to prosecute or not, family members have filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark and jail staff members.
So joining us this morning is Terrell Thomas Jr. and the lead investigator with a group called Thirsting for Justice, Daniel Storm.
Terrell, I want to start with you. In the time that your father was in jail, were you able to see him? And if so, did you see any changing behavior?
No, I didn't get to see my dad. They didn't give us any access to my dad. He didn't even receive any, phone calls or anything like that. They didn't let him call my grandma.
So then how did you find out?
We found out, our family, we have intel, through the jail. So we found out through someone, I don't know, I think my cousin, she knows someone who works in the jail. They called my grandma about around the time it happened, about 5 in the morning, and told her. And then around 12 in the afternoon the same day, that's when they came and tried to break us the news. But my family, were already there, and we already knew what was going on.
So what did they tell you happened?
They didn't give us any explanation. They said that it was just, he just died, basically. But we knew, it was something more to that.
And now knowing what you know, and now having an inquest and hearing what a jury of your peers has decided, what do you want to see changed?
I want to see, honesty, and, we got to be able to, come clean with our actions and things, because it was obvious that, that happened to my father, so, for them to try to cover it up and them still trying to cover things up, it's like, you guys got to come clean.
But do you think the inquest got some of the answers that you were looking for?
Yeah, the inquest, it definitely pushed things forward as far as, what's going to happen. And, but I still feel like, for them to wait a whole year and then have an inquest is kind of like,
Well, Daniel, you've been investigating this, and you know how things take time to uncover, but what did you find in this whole process?
We've been cooperating with the DA's office. We knew months ago most of the players, we didn't have access to the documents like we have today, but we knew that there was a pattern, and they had done this punitively. If they were upset with an inmate, reach in, turn his water off. We identified 7 people that we did at the Thirsting for Justice in March. So we've refined it now. We now know who it was that ordered his father's water off, and that hurt him. You saw him crying in the courtroom.
How hard was it to get answers?
It's difficult. We did it the other way. My way was, I was talking with inmates that were there with Thomas. They would give me names. Those people would give me names. So we had to go to the way that the police can't do, because these people won't talk to them. When they say,
we're going to the back door.
We go the other way. So now we have the information that we're sharing with them from their official reports.
But when did you find out that it was the water? The water had been cut off, and that he had died of dehydration. That took a while, right? It took an autopsy to determine.
It did. We finally got the autopsy, I think, in September.
Is that the direction you were going in? Did you think that's what happened here?
We already had a very good idea of what happened, yes.
Terrell, let me ask you, because I see that it is still hard and it's emotional. A year later, what do you want people to know, though, about your father?
I want people to know that my dad was he was very, very, very uplifting. He wasn't the type to, the way that they're portraying my dad to be, he wasn't, that. And I want them to know that he was a good person.
Was mental issues a problem, or mental health an issue that he was dealing with, struggling with?
Yeah, my dad, he had some troubles in his life. He was previously incarcerated. So after that incarceration, I kind of I slowly seen the difference in my father. He was very agitated more, and things would get to him a lot.
Now, your grandmother had, in many media reports, had said that he had suffered from being bipolar.
Yeah.
So I wonder, did the jail know that he had this mental health issue? Was that addressed in the short period of time that he was in the jail?
It was documented with the jail, yes.
What does that mean?
So then he shouldn't have been in a 24-hour confinement.
They knew about it. The benefit for us is after he was at the city jail, they took him to Columbia St. Mary's, where he was cleared before he went there. So he went to the county jail in fine health. We show in the videos when he was first arrested, he's drinking water, he's eating, he's not suicidal, he has nothing like that. And now he gets over there, and as he's going through the dehydration, he's having the hallucinogenics, it just gets worse. And now they may say, well, he was insane. We'll never know. They took him from us.
All right, we appreciate you both at least letting us know about your father and about the investigation. We still have much more to talk about this.